Samir Banat predicts Chris Bumstead could stage a comeback like Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1980 Mr. Olympia. When Banat discussed Bumstead's Prague performance and the potential for a successful Mr. Olympia comeback, similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger's in 1980. Chris Bumstead's splash in the open class has drawn attention from notable bodybuilding veterans. In a recent YouTube video shared on November 25, 2024, Samir Banat addressed the possibility of Bumstead making an Arnold Schwarzenegger-like comeback in a few years. Pie advertisement moments after winning his sixth consecutive Classic Physique Olympia title, Chris Bumstead finally announced his retirement from the sport. However, instead of settling into a life without competition, he changed his mind and entered the 2024 Prague Pro as a men's open participant. With little time to prepare, Kvum left the bodybuilding community stunned, holding his own against Martin Fitzwater, the fourth-best open talent in the world. Bumstead placed second, with many bodybuilders like Jay Cutler suggesting it was his best look to date. View profile. Samir Banat discusses Chris Bumstead's open chances and if he'll make comeback like Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1980 Olympia return. Pi Banat believes Bumstead needs more size to be competitive against mass monsters like Samson Dauda on the Mr. Olympia stage. When you stand next to a guy like Samson, come on, if you stand next to Samson, you're not going to be big, honestly. If fourth place Olympia gave him a hard time on size, I think the size and the roundness, and the full muscle bellies of Martin, is what won the show. Seriously. He adds that if Bumstead is standing alongside threats with comparable stature such as Andrew Jacked, it will expose more weaknesses on his physique. He, Chris Bumstead, is in the driver's seat when he poses. That's how Frank Zane was. He posed with total control. Like in the future, if he stands next to a guy like Andrew Jacked, you're going to see more weakness on Bumstead's side. Why? Because his frame can handle more muscle, to be honest. His frame can. He also underscores that Bumstead needs fuller arms to stand a chance in the open class. I think Bumstead has some particular weaknesses. Bumstead could improve in some areas. Bumstead needs to improve his arms. He needs to improve when his arm is hanging. I think Bumstead needs fuller arms. Yes, he does. Thickness-wise, he doesn't have that bouncy-looking roundness, but like I said, when he hits the side shots, he makes sure to look incredible. He knows how to make it pop. According to Banat, Bumstead's frame can easily handle 270 pounds without looking blocky. With 10 more pounds, you never know, Bumstead could be another Bumstead in the big boys department. He could. I'm telling you, he has the frame, adds Banat. When you look at guys like Samson, the height, the width, he can handle even more muscle without looking blocky. Samson didn't look blocky. Samson is not much taller than Bumstead. I'm telling you, Bumstead can put on 10 to 15 pounds. His body can handle 270 on the stage easily, adds Banat. With 10 more pounds he'd be able to compete with the big boys. Banat suggested that Kvum could mount a comeback similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1980 return, when he narrowly won his seventh Mr. Olympia title. Remember, Arnold made a comeback after a few years of being out. He came back. He decided to come back in 1980, so why not? Bumstead is human. He could say I don't want to do it anymore, but remember, Michael Jordan came back and started playing again, so why not? He's a legend. He's a great champion. He's popular. Since Bumstead is young and passionate about bodybuilding, Banat says a return is not outside the realm of possibilities for the Canadian champion. I'm just saying, Arnold made a comeback. Arnold made a comeback in 1980, and how many years was he away from competition? I think Bumstead, he's young, he's passionate, and as long as he's healthy and his family is happy with what he's doing, he could live in luxury. Nowadays, you don't even have to cook. In my days, I had to cook my own food, do this, do that. I'm living in the kitchen. Right now, he has his meal prep, he could train, eat, lay down in the sun, rest. It's much easier now for guys to prepare, he said. Samir Banat isn't the only voice of bodybuilding predicting a Kvum comeback. IFBB judge Tarek El Gindi explained that Bumstead's retirement wasn't permanent and that he expects him to return and win the Open Mr. Olympia in 1 to 2 years. Aside from onstage endeavors, Dennis James has also voiced that Bumstead could end up in movies like Schwarzenegger. Even if Bumstead opts to never return, his legacy is set in stone as the winningest classic physique Olympia champion. Banout is confident he'd shine at the Open Mr. Olympia, just as long as he adds 10 to 15 pounds of muscle.